E.
Hey, welcome to Game Stack.
Wow, Rick.
What? What are you doing, bro?
Derailing the show, bro. Derailing the show.
Dang.
That is wild.
You ice the kicker, bro. Ice the kicker.
Wow.
I'm done. I guess we're getting offline now.
Tommy doesn't even know what to do right now.
Nothing left to do.
I'll see it, Howard. TJ, you can do it. Go right ahead.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to Game Snacks, where
It's not as easy as it sounds, is it? Before I fart out my mouth.
I cannot lower my intelligence quotient.
We're already in.
All right.
Real quick, for all our video viewers, I don't know if you noticed my dirt stash.
Oh, is she making you grow it out so you can take sexy photos? Like I said?
A little dirt stash. The reason for this is I wanted to look more like a PC gamer. So,
Oh God! What?
See the old dirty Harry
Which
PC gamers and their mustache rides.
Tommy has no mustache. Ricky has no mustache, and I have a.
Now, what celebrity is wearing the mustache that you're
Actually, for real, it's in honor of all the Red Dead Redemption 2 that I have not been playing.
Oh, yeah.
South Park
It has
is
nothing to do with that
hours.
photo that your wife posted of a dude in a mustache and a super sweet button up. Saying this was so sexy. And I was like, oh, you should make Steve do that.
I never saw that post.
you better question her, bro.
Yeah, it's 'cause you don't pay attention to her.
I bet she
We
just
did
was like,
watch
hey,
Bohemian
you should probably grow
Rhapsody.
your
It could be
mustache
the
out.
Mercury.
It could be the Mercury. That's right.
Yeah.
Uh,
The symbol of the gay man.
So, but South Park has been referencing Red Dead Redemption. I watched the episode finally.
Yeah.
So
It's so
Oh,
good.
I
it's
haven't
so
yet.
funny.
The best part is when he's like, "You played my character?
Yeah.
You're already deputized?
Yes.
This is my life.
Then he looks over to the other side of the room, grabs his coat, and puts his hat on.
I'm going to start a new life." She's like, "You're going back to the snow level? You can't do
Can we
that."
just start the show?
No,
It's already started,
It's already
bro.
been
Just
derailed,
start
bro.
banter? No, I'm not accepting that.
It's
I think-
okay.
I
I've
think
already
that,
edited it into the
Nope.
show.
Hey there.
This part I'm cutting out.
Thank you for holding. Someone will be with you as soon as possible.
This part's big. Don't worry.
You might experience a brief delay. Please remain on the
This
line.
is the best part, dude. Don't edit it out. Come on. All right. Come on.
Rob,
Give the
Frank,
man,
TJ, get us back on track.
TJ
here.
gives back a track for the host.
give the man his 10 seconds of fame. Let's
Well,
start.
Let's just get this deep and let's talk Stan Lee for
Let's be for real, man.
Oh, damn!
yeah.
Why would you do that?
just
Start off
change-
somber.
Man,
Right in the feels, bro.
right in the feels,
You
man.
know, this week we lost an incredible nerd, Stan Lee, who made all of our comic dreams come true, made the Avengers so much better than the Justice League. No, like not just in the movies, but in general.
In every aspect of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. But no, definitely saddened by the news. Someone everybody dearly loved, and we're always going to miss his cameos in all the movies. And I have a feeling it's going to be heart wrenching for Avengers 4 and his final cameo.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a tough one.
No, I thought they recorded his cameos for like a bunch of films.
I think he did
This-
this for
He
other
did,
ones, but also you don't know
but
which last
this-
one. We don't know.
Yeah, I thought
Yeah.
they said Avengers 4 was supposed to be the last one. It's the ones that
Maybe in
I think
sequence.
so,
maybe.
yeah.
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 I see.
I saw a post going around saying that since that was his last one, in the future, Disney should have Deadpool cameo every single Marvel film as Stan Lee.
Yeah. That's awesome. I
That
think
would
they
be
should.
great. That would be a great tribute to him, I think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think the thing that I like most about Stan Lee, and I can't really know this for sure. I don't know him as a person. I haven't been around him all the time, but gathering from what people who have met him and talked to him, it's like countless people just talk about like what a positive and friendly guy he is. He's just a guy who loves what he does. He loves superheroes, nerd culture. He loves his fans, and it's just cool to see that. You know, he doesn't have the ego that gets packed in with celebrity a lot of times, and so that's real cool.
Yeah, I mean, today I watched 2 Marvel movies in honor of Stan Lee.
Holy cow.
Yes, 2. and it was Ragnarok and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Nice.
And it's all each time. He actually had 2 cameos in Guardians of the Galaxy, one in the mid movie and one at the very end of the movie, or the post credits.
Yeah.
But I mean, he died at 95. He lived a long life.
Yeah.
He's seen a lot of many things in his life. For me, what was cool about him is like he made what comic books cool is. He's one that went around spreading. He took the comic books from being ultra nerdy to being something that's widespread across the United States.
Well, and he did that because pre-Stan Lee, comic book characters were just these unobtainable like superheroes.
Yep.
They were almost like aliens or gods or like otherworldly.
Right.
And he took characters and he put personality and he put the human traits in these characters so that you could relate to them. It's like, oh yeah, Peter
Spider-Man.
Parker can shoot webs, but he's also a kid that's dealing with like maturity and girls and like, so he kind of like they say he put the human in superhuman, which before him you didn't really see that.
I read a fun fact about him. He's the one that created the same universe for all the heroes in the Marvel universe, where before that all these heroes would be in their own altered world or separate world, but then he's the one. It was his idea to bring them all together so that Spider-Man's in New York and Captain America could be elsewhere, but they're all in the same world.
Right.
So it was his idea to bring all these superheroes together, and hence what we have Avengers and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I saw on Twitter, I think it was on Twitter that I saw it, that they were talking about there was a new comic book character that he had created before he died.
Really?
He died. Yeah.
I'd be interested to see what that is.
I would. You know what I would love? I would love to see himself made into a comic book character because
I'm sure.
Well, he already is. What does he call himself? It's the he's got a name for himself when he goes out in public. It's like
his nickname is Stan the Man Lee.
Yeah, but there's something. I saw something else where it was like mediocrity man or something. It's like a play on words where it's just
if he actually like had himself conceptualized as a superhero, you know, because I mean, let's get real, superheroes never really die in the comic books, so you know,
They always come back.
Always come back.
Hashtag respawn.
Hashtag reboot.
By his place, you know, among the comic book heroes, you know.
Indeed, man. We lost an icon, and you know what though? Like what TJ said is Art Chuckles is he'll live forever through his comics, and
Right.
he'll be a legend.
right for sure. And like you said, 95 years, he lived a long life, successful.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, the end of the show right there.
Yeah, that's about wraps it up.
Done. Well, because now I'm
How do
sad.
you follow that?
So we're gonna take a quick pause.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
And now we're gonna go into quick bites.
Quick bites.
Did you like that? Was that a
Yeah, that was very well synchronized. All of us.
moment of silence? Followed into.
Oh,
the
see,
quick
I thought
bites?
you were gonna like actually play the soundbite live this time.
No.
But again, with all the not job that you have, you probably didn't have time for it.
Dang. That's fire, bro.
I keep forgetting about. Well, I got home like 10 minutes ago.
You know, you need a nanny for your baby because it's gonna die, dude. If you
Oh, damn. Are we hashing this out on live air?
Yeah,
No, dude.
that's what the people come to see.
they want to see it, dude. They want to see it.
I feel
It's Game
what-
Snacks.
Was that Maury Povich or
Family Matters on
Hey,
here.
it's the View nerd edition, dude.
Tommy Swags? You are the fire.
Oh,
It's the big and the family. Yeah,
I don't
Nerd
sound
isn't red enough. It's not mine.
I'm 11%
Yeah.
sure that's not my baby.
all right, so we're at Quick Bites here.
I don't know what Swags is
Um,
doing.
Should we
Okay,
kick it
let's
off
be
with
good
just
enough.
talking about what we've all been playing recently?
Yeah, I think that would be a great idea because I've got lots of opinions for you, Toby. Lots of opinions.
I didn't think this was opinion based. I thought it was just a fact about what we've been playing.
Swags
It
is so
is.
stupid.
It is. So I'm going to go ahead and kick us off because my opinion is the only one that matters here.
It's not an opinion. It's what you're playing.
So, Tommy, what's your opinion on what you've been playing recently?
My opinion is that I've been doing a piss poor job of playing Fallout 76 because we've been playing so much Overwatch. I haven't even touched my console in like 2 weeks. I already sent Red Dead back. I got over that. But no, it's mostly been a lot of Overwatch and then some Fallout and then some Black Ops for me. It's just, I don't know, I've been feeling like I feel like our Overwatch team is like ready to hit that next level.
The
So,
next level.
Gold.
Yeah,
We're to go
Next level, the gold,
triple platinum, bro.
You basically
Dude, so-
were doing the trifecta of shooters.
Shooters.
You have like your RPG
Shooters.
shooter, your
But they've got
hero shooter, and your
they've got team openings right now going on to where you can start competing to get recruited for a real team.
Oh, yeah.
You better get good.
So I know I'm going to join hashtag Atlanta Rain. I don't know why I hashtagged that.
I don't know, but you know you live in California. If you
Do people still even make
Who
this?
cares?
promotion
I'll move
anymore?
to California.
Tommy will move
I know you would.
where they are going bankrupt and
It's all right.
they're right.
I
Whoa.
will bring in
Everything's
so much
overpriced.
money and entertainment value, they won't even know what to do.
Wow, damn. Tommy will
They'll be like,
bring them out.
"It's
of-
Because I'm
swag."
sure all of the
Yeah.
other multi-millionaire entertainment industry folks that live in that
I'm better than
state
them all, don't worry.
Yeah,
Netflix is taking all the money from Hollywood, bro.
yeah. Chuckles, what have you been gaming on?
I just Overwatch, dude. Just over.
Trying to get good.
I got an itch, dude. I got an
What
itch.
about the SOT DLC?
the DLC for
Oh.
SOT? I can't get anybody to play with me, dude.
Trash.
That's the first person I ever heard called SI. Everybody says C, you know?
Yeah.
Which I like your abbreviation.
No, but really, actually, they're about to have a arena, a PvP area.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'll be fun. Then people can go on and get good.
Yep. So it'll
I'll
be
never get good.
specifically for that. I got to look more into that, dude. Honestly, it's just been Overwatch 24/7. I've been
Okay.
trying to get good.
Are you going to join one of the teams?
No.
If you
We're
could, which
starting
team
our
would you
team.
join? Uh-oh.
If I could, dude, I don't want to be.
You would want to be on the Houston Outlaws.
Hey,
with Jake.
Did you take your
Jake,
phone off
Yeah.
I
Wi-Fi?
agree.
TJ's, respond again because we kind of cut out there with the internet. Which team did you say you would?
Yeah.
Oh, you? I said I wouldn't join a team. I'd start a team, dude.
Okay, well, what were
And I said you would join Jake.
Yeah. Unless I could get close to Jake over there in Houston.
Love-
What would your team name be?
Actually.
What would it's the Giggle Brigade, my friend.
Come on.
So you'd be what, the Tampa Giggle Brigade?
It's the yeah, dude,
I
it's
would
the
never
Giggle
want to watch that.
Or what about if you were like the Tampa for real?
Oh, I like it. I like it.
All right. Ricky?
Oh, I've been
For real.
playing obviously a little bit of Overwatch. I've also been playing Heroes of the Storm,
Oh,
and I've been
yeah.
playing Red Dead.
Nice.
Those are the three games.
How
I've been playing.
far in Red
Heroes
Dead?
of the Storm.
I'm not gonna.
We did play that for like
I
a day.
know that once I finish the story, I probably don't want to go back because that story's what's driving me to still play the game. But
Oh, okay.
So
So,
I-
you're kind of like do all the side stuff as you go through.
yeah, I like to because when I do the main missions, I'll have all this gear and.
You know what chapter you're on?
No, I think chapter 3.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I left off. I
Yeah.
was more kind of just following the storyline.
Yeah, but Here's Storm is pretty fun. I heard that you were interested in playing it.
Yeah, I downloaded it just to because I had there was a free
Did you
MOBA
download that on your
Switch.
Xbox?
Yeah, on Switch, and I played it for a second, and then you guys said that Heroes of the Storm is free, so I checked that out. But I only played it for a day.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have played with you.
Well, I've just been so busy. I've been working late, and with the house stuff, I haven't been gaming much at all. We did just download the Spyro Reignited trilogy.
Oh yeah.
So I beat the first area of that. Tori's been playing it too. She's surprisingly super good at it. She owned all three of them for PlayStation. So that's like
Surprisingly,
nostalgia for her.
Are you
Well,
shocked?
Well, what I don't understand is she can't play a first-person game. If she plays a first-person game, she'll be walking into walls. But then playing Spyro, she moves the camera just fine. I was like, you realize it's the same concept. Your right stick is the camera in Spyro, and it's your face in a first person.
I think it has to do with the latency input, where on a third person you're usually a little bit slower when you're doing it, but with first person it's the
and then maybe there's a disconnect because you can move independently of the camera in third person. But anyways, she's really good at Spyro, better than me. But tomorrow, my copy of Let's Go Pikachu comes in, so I'm pretty pumped about that.
Can we talk about Pikachu for a moment? That trailer looks terrible. I'm sorry.
I think it looks great. As far as like, you probably don't like it because it's a kids movie, which is fine. But
no, the Pikachu looks terrible. That's what I'm saying.
No, I think it looks amazing.
No.
I think they actually did the Pokemon justice, and kids are actually getting a decent video game movie. Video game movies suck. Like, that actually looks.
You're
like
on this side,
Pokemon.
or I'm on this side. Disagree.
Why? Just because he's fuzzy? I mean, it looks exactly like the comic.
Cheap.
It looks good. It doesn't look cheap.
It doesn't look cheap.
But
It looks
making a
amazing.
fictional
Mr.
character
Mime
in
was
real
like
life?
creepy as hell,
And Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu.
yeah, that makes it.
Yeah, why not? Yeah.
It's,
He can
well,
actually
have you
play
played the
everything
Detective
where-
Pikachu
I
game?
am out.
The Detective
You
Pikachu
guys
game
can
has
give
this.
him money. I am out.
Okay,
I love
have you
Ryan
played the actual.
No, I don't want to play it.
No, I haven't played it either, but I've seen videos.
Toby's on like a 15-minute tangent about the game he
Sounds
hasn't
like
played
Carl
yet of the
from
games that he's playing
Aqua
right
Teen.
now.
It's like this rough, like detective guy, this little Pikachu, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna go get this thing and like smoke cigars," and it like doesn't make any sense. At least Ryan Reynolds kind of makes sense for a small little animal and being zany. I don't know. I think, of course, it's a kids movie. It's meant to be sort of like a cartoon,
Okay.
But I think as far as video game adaptations go, it looks like it actually holds true to the game
I think
in that atmosphere.
Well, we'll see.
They still
Yeah.
want lesser.
The cable
lesser
television.
storyline. We'll just give you the guys to see how it goes.
Going straight to cable.
But anyways, so we got more to talk about in Quick Bites. Let's go.
Okay. So, Tommy, did you want to bring up that topic?
Yeah. So PlayStation came out with a big whopping FU to E3 and said they're not going to be there. So Xbox, in petty fashion, popped out a big old message. Can't wait to see you all at E3 2019.
Love it.
Yeah.
I
So
love it.
I feel like PlayStation, I mean, they all have their own conferences. We're going to talk about the Xbox conference later. But I don't know how I feel about that. Is it just that they feel like they don't have enough that's going to be happening?
I read an article on it. They
No.
they don't have enough.
Well, doesn't
Yeah,
that
just-
go back to what Toby was saying last week, that he wished that they did it? You know?
Yes, it's just
we
like
can't-
BlizzCon. I feel like if you don't have content, you don't need to do a big old press conference. Just do
But
internet
right.
releases and announcements. Like,
right, but
I think what they're doing
BlizzCon
makes sense.
Blizzard isn't at like E3 usually. So
no,
Yeah.
but
They're
still,
much
again,
smaller.
like Sony has their own separate conferences too, called PSX. They skipped that this
Well,
year.
I mean,
Because
so
they don't have content.
Play, why should they play along with any of the other?
Well, yeah, that's what I love is
Anyway.
like Sony's been in the doghouse. Like, not only did Xbox throw shade at them for this, but earlier this year when they were being apprehensive about crossplay, Nintendo and Xbox were throwing shade at Sony,
Yep.
being like, "Hey, we're such great friends. It's fun to play together." Like, I don't know. I think that's great. It's like, I don't know. Sony's in their own little world, and they're a great company that makes great games, but they kind of do their own thing.
Whatever they're doing is working out for them. They're making sales.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just see. I don't know. I mean, they
Well,
gave so many vague things last year that I mean, it was all game content. If they're not ready to really announce a PS5, then that's really all you.
I'm
get.
excited for that samurai game back in the actual medieval times. There, it looks so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Maybe it's
all
for
right.
the best. Maybe
Do
this
you guys have anything else that you wanted to add before we dive into our thankful topic?
That was it. I was just going to talk about that. I mean,
I was just going to real quick mention that they announced that a company is doing remasters of the Command and Conquer games, which I was a big fan of those when I was younger. When I first got into gaming and computer gaming, all I was playing was RTSs, so like Warcraft, Starcraft. But the Red Alert Command and Conquer was an awesome military strategy game, and they're doing a remaster of it using original music, some of the original voice actors. But what's awesome is it's going to be free. So
What?
you'll get
Free?
to play, download, and play the game for free.
why would they do
That's
that?
pretty
for
awesome.
me, dude.
There might be some like later on paid DLC or something. I didn't read
Yeah,
everything
loot
about
boxes.
it, but I saw it's going to be a free game to play, so that's awesome. Bring
Loot
back the
boxes like
classic.
everything else, man. Loot boxes like everything else.
And then also we've got the 20th anniversary of Ocarina of Time coming up here.
That's how old we are.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
That came out when I was one.
Yeah.
I didn't play it at one.
It didn't come out when you were one, dummy.
Yeah, in
That's
your
the
bra.
joke, Rickus.
Oh.
In your bra.
Gosh.
So yeah, that's a
whatever.
game that a lot of people fell in love with and sparked our gaming imagination. So it's cool. I wonder what they're
never
going to
played
do.
it.
They're going to do anything cool for the anniversary, but
I hope so. It'd be cool.
Yep.
that's it for
Maybe
me.
they'll put it on the
All
PC so I can play it.
Probably. You should be able to get an emulator.
You should be. There's an emulator out there.
Yeah.
An
All right.
emulator.
Get a Switch.
I'm playing
Get a Switch,
on.
bitch.
Nintendo's not going to port their games to PC. What are you smoking?
Not happening. No.
What are you doing?
Tommy, every time.
Oh,
it just-
Really?
It's like we put a child in charge of hosting.
I was just waiting for you guys to
put a
finish talking so
camera
I could go to the main course.
Let's
You
get
say,
this
hey guys,
game
we're going to
worked.
go on to the next course. You don't go, child.
Trying to distract you.
Wow.
All attention on me. Hey, listeners, pay attention to me.
Tommy's like a
I'm
puppy
doing
or a
things.
cat that sees the mirror for the first time. It's
Yeah.
like, what?
So what is the main course, Thomas?
Yeah, what's the main course, guys?
Main course.
Now for the main course.
Game Stacks main course. We discuss the Xbox Conference 2018 in Mexico City.
You're the new episode.
Then after that, we're going to discuss the games that we're thankful for in heart of Thanksgiving next week.
Oh.
Yeah.
Thanks,
It's not-
Women's Day.
But weren't we kind of just talking about this EOBS stuff?
EO.
XOBS, you know?
Whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, dude.
So, no, we have some like real stuff to discuss about the XO.
All right, let's get real, dude. Let's
So
be-
it's time to get for real.
Yeah, let's
Like
do
the
it.
real.
That's the
Not
real
that
one.
fake real.
All right.
Like Rickus used to say, the real.
Yeah.
Go ahead,
All
take my, just go ahead, take my jokes. It's
Do you
okay.
want to start a
I
side
will.
project?
Yeah, we can. This is terrible.
So Toby has a bunch of notes written down about this. I was just going to crap on the whole thing, so I'll probably let Toby go ahead and share some of his points.
I
I mean,
Yeah,
feel
or-
free to crap on it all you want. I have no stock in Microsoft, so it won't bother me. I mean, we had plenty to talk about on BlizzCon and other things in the past, so that's perfectly fine. I just wrote down some bullet points of what they announced.
Well, let's
Okay.
talk about Toby. Let us know.
So the first announcement, which I think is pretty crucial and a good step forward for Microsoft, was their announcement of buying yet 2 more studios. So now they have a total of 7 studios under Microsoft. They bought Obsidian and In Exile, which now that's being added to what they already acquired, the Undead Labs, Playground, Ninja Theory, Compulsion, and then they started their own new studio, The Initiative. And just to give you a quick background on those, Obsidian, they're the team responsible for Fallout Vegas and KOTOR 2. In Exile, I'm pretty sure they make Pillars of Eternity,
Yeah, that's
I
very
think.
true.
That's correct.
Then Undead Labs is State of Decay. Playground does all the Forza games, and it's rumored that they're working on the next Fable. Ninja Theory did
That's
Hellblade and Devil May Cry, and
Love
Compulsion
it.
Games is the small team that recently released We Happy Few. The Initiative, the studio that they started, is being headed by the guy who worked at Crystal Dynamics, which was responsible for the Tomb Raider reboot. So,
Yeah.
A lot of talent here. And what I think is key about this is Xbox has had some flack in the past about not having exclusive games and a
Right.
reason to buy an Xbox. And this is them showing us their dedication to changing that. And just by looking at the fact that they bought 7 studios, that guarantees at least 7 exclusives to Xbox.
Now,
To
in the
play
near
devil's
future.
advocate here. So go ahead.
Right. I was just saying they did announce that one of their big things, because they didn't want gamers to worry about some of the content that has come out before is that they said these are not always going to be just exclusive Xbox ones. So they are going to still be cross-platform games, but they are going to give them still more opportunity to work on original content. But a lot of the big titles, they said they are going to keep those still cross-platform, but they will own the studio.
The ones that are already currently cross-platform.
And just to play devil's advocate here, Microsoft has bought numerous studios before, and a lot of them have went under.
Yes.
Right.
So this is not their first venture into buying studios. I just hope.
Well, the Wikipedia, it's got lists back since the 80s.
I just hope that they do right by these 7 studios.
I do too, and they did say like they're what they wanted to do different this time was they are going to own them, but they're still going to let them have their own individuality. But they're just
they're not like taking
they
over
weren't
development or anything.
Right. So that was kind of nice. So they had a lot of really positive things to say about that, especially with Exile and what was the other one? Obsidian. That they really didn't want to change anything that they're doing. They just want, they brought them on to own them, but they really didn't want to try to change the culture, change anything that they're currently doing. So I thought that was nice. Hopefully they stay true to that, because that would be awesome, especially for those developers, especially when you start to see some of these guys where, we had the whole fallout with like Telltale Games, who they just got royally screwed over. So you hope you don't see that kind of stuff happen, because there's so many good nerds that started off because they had a love for games to get into gaming creation, and it's not an easy job or an easy world to get money in. So, they're putting in
especially when games take several years to develop. It's a big risk.
Yeah.
But this is at least nice that they can retain their creative freedom, but have the pocketbook of Microsoft to back them up.
Rumor has it one of these studios is going to be producing Scalebound.
Oh my god!
Game? Yes.
That'd be interesting.
I just completely made that up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Sounds made up.
I was like, I didn't hear any of that.
Never heard of that game?
You just want to get my hopes up because you know how much I really wanted Scalebound, because it looked like an RPG version of the Devil May Cry type of a deal.
Well, I'm going to make a nice segue here. Speaking of, that makes me think a lot about another game that's been delayed and prolonged and talked about for years. Crackdown 3 got an official release date, February 15th.
The only good thing about that was the Terry Crews commercial with Terry Crews.
I feel like this is one of those games that is kind of too little too late. It's been pushed back so many times that I feel like I don't care anymore, and it just doesn't look that exciting.
It's going to get the Crackdown fans. Who cares? But,
Yeah.
and if it's anyone who was interested in Crackdown before, it's not going to play.
Yeah, it's a little too late for that. They did... There is kind of a cool feature they're doing with it, is they're doing the whole world is destructible, and apparently you use this destructible environments to your advantage in combat. But they said something like that tech is integrated into the cloud. Okay. So I think I forget exactly what they said the benefit to that is. I think it has something to do with the destruction saving across. So like, when you go back and play it, it's not like refreshing destruction.
I like that.
I think, don't quote me on that.
I mean,
this is Game Snacks. Most of the time we don't know what we're talking about, but that's not the point. The point is we have opinions, and we're
as long as you can sound like you do, that's all that matters.
Yes.
People don't research things.
Another thing they announced was 16 new games to Game Pass.
Which... I mean, that's awesome, and I love that they're really putting time and energy in this. But this was, aside from like Crackdown 3, which was not that exciting of a game announcement, their big announcement over their conference was the release of like 1 or 2 of these games. Like that was like their big thing, adding 16 games to Game Pass. All right, here's games 1 and 2, and then next step 3 and 4. Throughout the whole, it was like really like your whole conference was centralized around adding 16 old games.
Yeah.
Like, cool, thanks. Well, I get it, but it was just, I was not happy.
No, I wasn't saying anything. I said, so Swags is going to start throwing some shade over
I am.
Oh, yeah.
I was. It was, well, I mean, it was fun. Like, I enjoyed watching it, but it was just too much hype around adding 16 games to Game Pass.
Yeah, I can agree that, again, a lot of this is not, in my opinion, conference-worthy stuff. And that list of games was very lackluster to me. There wasn't really a game on there that I was remotely interested in. But the thing I took from it is I appreciate their dedication to Game Pass, because a subscription-based gaming is the future of gaming, as much as we don't want it to be. With Netflix is as much as a lot of gamers don't want it. People who want ownership in the things they have have concerns about it, but lots of people like it, and it's just the future and it's where it's going. So I like that Xbox is really the only console that's getting subscription gaming right. So it's good to see the dedication to that. But they also announced too is every first party game from Microsoft will be on Game Pass in the future. So with all these purchases of new studios,
you spend $120 a year. Yeah,
right. But it's just like
2 games all year.
To me, it makes Game Pass look promising for the future. It's not something that I purchase now, but with all these new studios under the belt, with Halo's coming out, and knowing that all of that is going to be available on Game Pass day one for release of those games, I'm like, okay, in the future, I could see myself subscribing to this. And then I believe, somebody tell me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I read somewhere that they were talking about that Game Pass would be coming to PC as well.
Yeah,
it already is on PC.
Certain games already are.
But the subscription, the subscription itself is on PC.
Sea of Thieves, good one.
Yeah. Sea of Thieves, Recore. There's a few of them. Wait.
Good job, words.
Gears of War. Yeah, it was GOW. But any other games that they have that are Microsoft Studios that are both on PC and Xbox are included on PC with your Xbox Game Pass. So they already have that in place. But yeah, I mean, $10 a month isn't that bad. It's less than what I spend on my Netflix account. So to have access to the original content, it's not a bad deal.
Right. I was just wondering if if the subscription, having it on PC, is it beneficial to people who don't own an Xbox
and
really only
have PC? Depending on how they develop the game.
Right. It's right now it's not. Like if I was just a PC gamer and I didn't have an Xbox, I would not have Game Pass.
Yeah. That's why
it would give me too few games.
Right. So hopefully they grow that and it becomes a better purchase for PC gamers.
I foresee it is, because now that they're adding keyboard and mouse support here very shortly, it's just a matter of time.
Yeah. You actually brought up another point. That was another thing that they announced, was that Xbox is going to be getting keyboard and mouse support.
Yep. Which might provide more cross-play between PC.
Yeah, when they do that, I'll get I'll play with you on
insert console word joke.
Well, I mean, you can still play on your PC, but I mean, I don't even care to have keyboard and mouse. I just if that helps the crossplay, then I'm all for it, because I want to be able to play with you guys, but I don't want to play on PC. So they had that. They also announced some DLCs. We mentioned earlier the Sea of Thieves. Chuckles mentioned the Arena. We talked about that. The Shadow of the Tomb Raider is getting some DLC. I'm actually excited for that. It's a new, super challenging tomb.
You're speaking too many words.
Yeah, that game was awesome. I love that game. It was a game of the year for me this year, so I'm excited for that decel.
Ooh, that's another good topic for another time.
Yes,
no, it's not.
We'll definitely in the future be doing a Game Snacks, a Game Awards, in light of the Game Awards coming up.
IGN's list was Red Dead Redemption 2 or God of War.
Pretty much everything. Yeah. And then lastly, they said that they will be doing the Winter of Arcade. This is something they did way back. I think it was on the 360. They did the Summer of Arcade, and it was this thing where they had a bunch of indie and old school arcade games that were available at super, super reduced prices, next to nothing, just to encourage people gaming on different types of games. And they said they're going to be doing that this winter. They didn't announce what the games are, but it's starting in December. And so it's going to be the same sort of thing. So if you like arcade style games or indie games, you can get them pretty damn cheap.
That's the way I like them. It's like a good old Steam sale when I buy 50 games I'll never play.
Right.
But they're only $1.
Yeah. But they're only $1.
Exactly.
I might play this one later.
Exactly.
You know,
I don't want to lose money, so I better buy this game on sale. I
That's right.
almost bought Diablo 2 the other day because I saw it was only $10 on Blizzard, and I almost bought Diablo 3 again for my Switch, just so
Probably
that I
should
can
buy
play
it for
when I
Switch.
go home for Thanksgiving.
I'll gamefly it.
Yeah.
And I'll play it with you.
I'd honestly rather buy Diablo
Switching.
2 for the $10 because that game was awesome. It's still my
Sure
favorite.
was.
Diablo.
Man, Ice Orb, Frozen Orb, or whatever it was.
Wow.
It was
Yes.
the best
Rack.
move.
Let's
Everyone. Well, let's
move on from this.
let's guys. I'm thankful for the three of you, and I'm also thankful for video games and the impact they've had on my life, and helping me forget about who you guys are for a couple hours a day, even though I am still thankful for it.
Wow.
But then multiplayer games came about, and I became thankful for them because I have to dread being with you guys during my time where I try to forget you. And
So what are we doing here? What is this?
I don't know. It's just
We are.
way of him insulting us. I don't know.
It is. I'm glad you caught on. Proud of you, sir. But yes, I'd like to take time for us to each share about some games that meant something to us, some games that we're thankful for, why we're thankful for, and we're gonna go round robin, not each take a game, but we're gonna just share kind of maybe like 3 or 4 games that really meant the most to us that we're absolutely thankful for. And just because I'm such a nice guy, I'm gonna let Chuckles for Real go first.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody loves Chuckles.
I know.
Well, I bet you think you were going to catch me off guard with this one, huh, Tom?
Oh, you're like drooling, so.
Yeah. So here's I thought some.
Have you ever played a video game before?
No. Actually, I've never
Got
played a
it.
solitary video game before.
Got your questions, huh?
Yeah,
Gotcha journalism.
So here's my thing. I have never been one to really fall in love with a game because of the game itself. I have learned to love a game because of the experiences that I've had playing it.
Okay. I can appreciate that.
Which is the main reason why none of these games that are on my list are single player games. Because I don't get anything out of it. For me, I'm what you would call a social gamer. And I like company. I like the friendship and the camaraderie. And hell, I even like the arguments that come out of it. It keeps it spicy.
You're a social guy.
Yeah. So the games that I have come to really appreciate are the ones that have given me the best memories,
Yeah.
And those are what I'm thankful for. So Halo will probably have to be the
one or two.
No, 2. Halo 2.
Okay. I figured.
Trick, trying to throw trick questions out there. The trick is.
I was just making sure
We call you
because
trick.
that's the first one with the online gameplay. Just wanted to make sure where he was going with it.
Yeah, Halo 2 is where it all started for me as far as like really loving multiplayer games. Like I think back to the times that we used to, be in different parts of the country and logging into Halo 2 and just shooting the shit, so to speak.
Literally.
Yeah.
Dude, we don't kid ourselves. We would be in the same room logging into Halo 2 on like
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
My Xbox over to Tommy's house, and I think this is when he was living in the apartments in New Tampa, and we would all be in different rooms, but we would be playing the same game.
Yeah. It was like a LAN party, except for we were actually on the internet, but multiple PCs in the same house.
Such good times.
I know, right?
So that kind of just solidified my enjoyment out of multiplayer games, and I just love it. So Halo would definitely be the major one because I think that's where it all started for me.
I agree, and I'm gonna piggyback off that one. That's where I was going to go with first.
No.
Yep, definitely. So it's the 2 games I'm most thankful for.
Wait, dude, are you done? Chuckles?
No, he just cut me off. I'm just gonna let him go.
Wow. Wait a minute. Rick is rude over there. We were going to share all the games we're thankful for.
Tommy said earlier that we're just going to
go ahead.
each go one.
Yeah, bro.
Say everything that we're thankful
So you
for.
put a number on it.
And then
No number,
put a
just
number.
everything
You
you're
said 3 or
thankful
4
for.
earlier.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but
there's
all
an
at
example.
once.
All right,
All
my
at once.
friend.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So then there was kind of a. I mean, I don't remember. I mean, you went through the other Halos, of course, and
You don't remember any other game you've ever played.
no,
Clearly,
it's
he
not that I
didn't write it
don't.
down.
The game. No. All right, so
Shout
go
the
back.
answer out.
I can't. I have to. I can't say that Halo 2 was the beginning for me, actually, because now I remember back to when we played Star Fox and Smash Brothers, and the old school games that we've
Ooh,
talked
that
about.
sounds like Nintendo to me.
And those are the ones that you
Yeah.
really.
Really?
Yes, it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
I know you're impressed. But the they weren't online multiplayer games, right? But they were multiplayer, and it's just those times that you get to spend with your friends and involved in those games, and of course, most recently, Overwatch. That's consumed our lives, for the most part.
Last 2 years.
Yeah. I mean,
Years.
I got talked into playing that game and then ended up spending a whole year playing it with y'all on PlayStation. But yeah, I agree with you. I almost enjoyed the couch co-op, couch multiplayer even more because it's even more social because you're there throwing elbows and salting people to their face while somebody throws a blue shell at you.
And that's what I was gonna piggyback off, and because that's where I was going with mine. My first thing I want to talk about was
go ahead.
in Smash Brothers. Those were all couch co-op games, and I'm so thankful for those games because we spent hours and hours just at each other's houses, shooting each other or beating each other up in Smash Brothers, and those are memories I would never trade.
Remember, we had like a rotation whenever we had because if anybody hasn't listened to us from the beginning, the four of us have known each other since we were young cheerins. And,
real wrong.
And so we would have spendovers and or sleepovers, whatever you want to call it.
I like to go
I call it
to your
spend
house
over.
for a spend
Hey,
over.
spend over. I mean,
whatever. Anyways, we would hang out, and we had this rotation, and it would always be like we'd game for 2 hours, then we'd go swim in the pool, then go back to game, then back in the pool, and it was just back and forth until 5, until the sun came up, and then we'd finally go to bed and sleep until 4 the next day, and then do it again.
Not if it was a Sunday morning, you had to get up for church.
Oh yeah,
that was the worst.
That was the worst because a lot of times I always try to get out of it. My mom would not let me.
Nope.
Yeah.
I had to get up and go.
You had to go.
Go to church.
But it was all those games we would be playing all night. It would be either GoldenEye or Super Smash
I mean,
Bros.
but think about
Halo.
it though. We would never trade those memories. Those are such good memories, and all set around.
I would trade them all.
That's stupid.
Like that.
Mm-mm.
And a Thanos snap, you trade on it.
And I think I like the reference.
Oh, he doesn't even know what movie that's from. It's okay.
Oh yeah, I don't know it.
Anyways,
I don't know.
But yeah, so if you can go back to what you're saying, but I just wanted to piggyback off of that.
No, good man. You
Okay.
I don't.
So
Well,
finish your.
The second thing I'm most thankful for is Ocarina of Time, and it's just coincidence that it's the 20th anniversary.
And you're coincidentally wearing your Link hoodie.
Yeah, that's not a coincidence. I just got lazy. But
You didn't have any clean clothes.
to memory, the reason why I'm thankful for that because it's the first time I actually cared about a character and the characters within it, and to me that changed the way how I interacted with games, and I actually deeply cared. It's I love young Link, I love adult Link, and I wanted to save Zelda, and I wanted to kill Ganondorf. He's such a douchebag, and I just
Language.
I know, but it was just to me. I was I identified a lot with Link, and it's just so much fun, and I really cared about him. And to me, it opened his plot and how I interacted with characters from that point on with video games. Before it was just moving pictures and stuff like that. Because what 98, I was 9 years old. Yeah. So now that was the first time I can remember me man, this is really cool. I mean, I would love Link a lot, but the second thing, the third thing now, is I remember my first PC game was a King's Quest, and it was in my brother's room, and I used to play King's Quest on that. And
I remember that game.
yeah, the reason why I note this one because my memory is like this is one of my first gaming memories, and I would like to attribute that PC and that King's Quest to me getting into video games, and so that's why I'm really thankful that whoever bought it, I can't remember how he got the computer in there, but it was King's Quest, and I remember playing a lot, and I'm thankful for whatever brother got that computer because it changed the way. I love from that point on. I was always playing video games.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I mean, these are just such nostalgic memories for me. Social gaming, the couch co-op was such a good one. The Ocarina of Time, and then my first gaming experience. So those are what I'm thankful for.
Yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
What about you, Toby? What are you thankful for, my man?
Man, I'm thankful for a million things. It was hard as an Uber nerd to narrow it down. I'd start with the Mario Duck Hunt combo for NES, because that is my first gaming experience. I remember going to my friend's house at an NES, playing it on TV, and I'm like, what, the bitch tits? But
Who says that?
I definitely didn't say that at 5 years old, but that's probably what I was thinking.
You probably called your friend a winner.
Yeah, it's like, what is this thing happening on this TV? Like, you can control like stuff on your TV, and I started playing it, and just the challenge of Mario, the amazement of like holding this plastic gun and it registering where I'm aiming on a TV screen. It just like blew my mind and got me hooked on video games. Next, I'm thankful for the Resident Evil remaster, because that's what got me into horror gaming and horror movies in general as well. Like, my love of horror kind of started with that game. Also, the Game Boy, that was the first console that I actually owned. And especially Link to the Past on that, another Zelda game. That was the first Zelda I played, and just all the puzzles in the game, the freedom to walk around and kind of choose where you go. That's what got me into that kind of game. And piggybacking off of the Game Boy, I'm going to mention the Switch, which is newer, because the Game Boy and the Switch, I did a lot of traveling growing up to like see relatives and things. And more recently, I've done a lot of traveling with my band. And so I've always taken games with me. It's a great way to kill time on the road. But, you know, I've always had these handhelds, and then it's just like I'm playing, they're fun and whatever, but then I'm thinking about my console games at home. So I'm thankful for the Switch that it's like I can finally game on traveling, but have these more deeper interactive experiences. And then lastly, I'm thankful for two developers in particular, and that's Nintendo and Blizzard. Those two companies, like, basically were what I was raised on and are responsible for most of my childhood. All my PC gaming was always Blizzard.
StarCraft and Diablo.
StarCraft, Warcraft, Warcraft 3, Diablo 2, hours and hours. And then Nintendo, obviously, of like so many games we grew up playing, GoldenEye, Mario Kart, Smash Brothers. So many memories with that company. Both those companies have made amazing games that have stuck with us for our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And you hit something when you said the Blizzard games. I did forget to mention that. I remember Tommy had an office set up in his house where he had two computers that where you sat your back to each other in diagonal. Yeah. And we would have an Ethernet cord that ran across the ceiling. We could play StarCraft and Diablo together and do LAN parties.
StarCraft LAN parties really
good. It was the real fun thing. It was a challenge in the beginning growing up to get in the same game as your friend. I don't know, our viewers or listeners may not realize how hard it was back in the day, but it was a challenge.
It was.
You have to like
it's still a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, again, I am super thankful for that because it's just those nostalgic memories that I share.
Right.
Those are some of the greatest moments of my life. So
nice.
I agree.
Well, mine, I would say probably the biggest one that I'm like my number one thankful moment was when I got my PS1 for Christmas with Final Fantasy VII.
What?
So
I love that.
It was. Yeah. Yeah.
My favorite games, dude.
I did grow up I loved the era of like Super Nintendo and JRPGs. I didn't actually own Chrono Trigger until I got it on on PS1. I read it from the store, but you could never find it. It was such a hard find.
I had it on Super Nintendo, bro.
I know, so jealous. But my first game memory, I think, was definitely Super Mario Brothers 3. I remember watching my siblings play it, and then as I became my young gamer, I used to always sit in front of my siblings while they played, is what they told me, and so I played with the controller upside down.
Upside down. I've never met anyone in my whole life that played with a controller upside down.
To this day now, I cannot play anything inverted. Like, if it's inverted controls, my mind is blown. Like, even though that's how I played regular NES, SNES, and Sega, till the PS1 that forced me to hold it the right way, because there wasn't any other way you could do it.
Right.
But
another thing I want to point out that's funny about Tommy is when I met him, he was like super into JRPGs. Like, I'd go over to his house and PlayStation. I would watch him play these because I wasn't really into it. And as a kid, I was just like, I don't want to read. There's so much reading and text and dialogue in JRPGs. And Tommy was playing them all, Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy. And if you met Tommy today, you would never imagine that with the short-ass attention span he has now.
That's a good point.
And he can't.
I do love
unless there's a gun or kitty. He will, every 5 seconds. But then it's like, as a kid, you'd play these games that have like hours of dialogue and no game.
I still do.
I'm convinced he doesn't actually read them. He just hitting buttons.
I just imagine like, screw the store, give me action, anime boobs.
Yeah, because I was like that when Mario Party or Mario RPG in the 7 Stars or however.
Yeah.
And I remember watching Tommy play that. It's like, is he reading this or not? I don't know.
I read it. Those are some of my favorite games. I don't know. You're right. I didn't like to read and stuff, but for some reason, like, those JRPG stories just like resonate so strong with me. Just
no, I'm saying you did back then,
right?
You read and do that. I'm saying
I
now.
Still do. Oh no, I still
you get such a short attention span.
No, those I still do. I get really sucked in because I love the characters and I just kind of like I tie with them real well. But
it's just basically every anime ever. Yeah. That's all it is.
Pretty much. Yeah. They're great. I love anime.
Everybody make their leveling up fade.
Wait. No, powering up. Like,
yeah. Being very racist.
Concentrate.
Yeah. You're being very racist right now.
How's it racist?
Yeah. Being racist.
Have you seen anime?
I've seen anime. Have you seen anime?
Yeah. You realize that's their depiction of white people.
But that's just Dragon Ball Z. No, every anime is a depiction of Americans.
Yeah.
We're down a rabbit hole.
So, all right, let's get back to the topic, Toby.
Way to derail, it's Toby.
Yeah. But yeah, so I do. You guys all know I still have an absolute love for JRPGs. But a lot like Chuckles, the social gaming aspect was really the biggest game changer. Being able to sit and play with my buddies, whether it was the times at like youth group when we'd play Smash Brothers, or sit at the house and play Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, or the nights we'd stay up super late playing PSO, or we get on Xbox, we'd play Halo with each other or whatever game. Now it's just so much Overwatch. I mean, I'm just thankful for freaking the internet and what it's been able to do because we live in 3 different states, and after this we're gonna go play some Overwatch.
The real hero, but is internet.
It's Al Gore. That's really that was the whole point of this episode, is that we are thankful for Al Gore for creating the internet.
Yeah.
Man, bear, pig.
Man, bear, pig.
It's half man, half bear, half pig.
Kyle's like, see, he's not going to go to the library. Let's go to the library.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I'm thankful for like every video game. Yep. Just thankful. Thankful. I love them all.
Yeah, you can't. You just lost us at the end. You're thankful for
he was based. That was the equivalent of, we love you, Philadelphia. You're the best town we've ever toured in. Yeah, and then they go to Atlanta. We love you, Atlanta. You're the best town.
Oh, is that what you guys say when you guys go on tour? Are you saying you're big fat phonies?
Yeah.
Whoa.
In every city?
No, you basically just gave everybody A for effort.
Not everybody. Yeah. There's a lot of games that were crappy. I'm just thankful for video games in general.
Okay.
Okay.
Better. better.
We'll go with
Yeah.
that.
So speaking of video games, there is a particular one that we all like to play quite a bit
I don't know.
called Overwatch Update
Whoa!
with Rickish/Chuckles.
Overwatch League updates with Rickist.
We'll let Chuckles take away this time because
Rickish doesn't pay attention anymore.
Rick-
I don't.
a little bit.
Oh, I can talk about it. Fine. How about this? What do you want? What do you want to know? You want to know about Ash? You want to know about the Overwatch League?
Tell me what's on the PTR right now, there, Rickus. Tell me what's on.
Wait, hold on. We just talked about this. They nerfed. Oh, Brigida. They nerfed her her shield bash. She can't.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, she
That overpowered bitch.
that so when she shield bashes Ryan's shield, it won't be affected. So
She'll have to get behind a shield to shield bash him.
mm-hmm. Yep.
This is this. You got to be more hype about this. This is going to be a game.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be a
It is.
game.
The stun meta that we've been living in is going to fall as we.
I hope. I mean, it should still be able to stun. It's only effective against 3 people.
Yeah.
So it's Orisa, Winston, and Ryan.
Yeah, but if you're standing behind a Ryan shield, if she charges through that shield, she doesn't stun you.
But mainly what I use her for, or I like doing, is when Ryan charges, then I'll shield bash. So she don't get the pin, and then even though you get knocked down, you still say whoever was getting pinned.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very useful.
Yeah,
It is. It is very.
And Mercy's getting more damage or more healing power.
sure he
Wait.
did.
You already did. That's already
Sure
out.
did. Yeah,
That's
so
old.
Chuckles, you can go ahead and finish here.
That's last week's news. Well, McCree's getting a buff to his secondary fire.
With his fan hammer?
Yep, they're going to be 65 damage instead of 55 damage.
I think it's good for him.
Nice.
It was like that before. I think it was even stronger. He can use
Well,
one click and kill tanks.
There's a power creep
Yeah.
that's naturally happening in the game as these stronger heroes come into the game. You know, you have to buff some of these weaker ones in order to balance them out. You know, that's just what's happening.
I think it was a balance of life because Ash, it's like gun is similar to McCree's.
Yep.
So I think to make McCree still more viable and still be picked is, I guess, the fan hammer. So he's more short range.
Have you been able to play Ash?
Yeah, she's live now. You can actually download her on console too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to play before. I was going to play a few rounds before we started the podcast, but stupid update. I started doing the update yesterday.
Oh, dang. I
And I
gotta
thought-
go
Is that what you meant by the early?
Yeah,
access
it was
there?
updating yesterday because I wanted to play it, and I thought it was updating while we were watching TV. And then I log on today, and it didn't even update.
Are you a PlayStation Plus member? Because it's
Yeah.
available for PlayStation Plus, but not for people who don't have it.
Yeah, I'm plus.
I don't know then.
I
It's
get the
weird.
free games.
Okay. I already did the
Our
update.
fine fellow friend, our little Torbjorn dude, is also getting a buff. His
Torg.
four.
So he can play the game again and not be in the play.
That's what I think.
Just slightly increasing the damage over time that his new ultimate ability.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
It's a pretty good little zoning piece right there.
It is a good zone.
Definitely, yeah, and it just wasn't strong enough.
Well,
Wasn't
you know who I don't like is the dumb hamster.
He's hard.
Oh, he's
I don't like him.
got a high skill. He's got a high skill ceiling, and if you're good with him, you're good with him. If you're not, you just
Definitely not. I'm trash.
So
Him and like Doomfist were like my least favorite additions.
but he's being played like hardcore now.
Yeah,
Doomfist, yeah.
Yeah, because they removed all of his bugs, and now he's
Viable. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
wrecking.
he's playable.
He's a wrecking machine. It's the best way I can say it. Like if there's someone who's really good with Doomfist, he can probably wipe out a whole team.
Yeah. He's so good at that flank. Because it's just like all you gotta do is
If you know,
power charge at a group.
if
Like-
Doomfist flanks and you're in the back, you're just dead because he does 300 damage and you hit against the wall, you're done.
Toast.
So I mean that's all in the PTR, but of course the newest update came out with a lot of changes to Reaper and Roadhog. It's done. Mercy got buffed. Symmetra got buffed.
Roadhog for life.
Yeah, he's Hook 3.0 now.
Yeah, Hook 3.0.
Well, this is his third big change to it. So now when he hooks, remember when you hook someone, they were still being, they're going left or right. You're still hooking, they still have momentum. The
Yeah.
hook is it's supposed to have more of a stop on their momentum. So you can't be hooked and then go by the wall and then get dehooked. So
Oh,
now
okay.
it's just like stops them, yanks them, and he gets this countdown. So it's from the time he throws it, the cooldown starts.
Right. I
Instead
like
of
that.
its connection. So yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
They could have just really just dropped the cooldown by a second or two. But
I mean,
Just
is
shut
there
up.
anything in Overwatch about the league there, Rickus? Because I'm not up to date on the league.
Really, nothing changed.
Yeah.
I looked earlier today.
I heard Toronto was supposed to have a team, but isn't anymore because they can't use the name Toronto.
I didn't hear that.
I thought
Why-
it was
why
the
can't-
other way around. I thought it was a local Toronto team had to change their name because of
I heard. Yeah.
Oh, hey, well, maybe you're right. Tell us more about that, so Max.
it just that was all I read is
That
that
was it.
because of Toronto's Overwatch League team, the Toronto team had to change their name because they couldn't afford.
For those who don't know, the Overwatch League was going to start here in January, so about 2 months to go. We just finished the World Cup, so there's going to be a lull. But now we're going to start to see more changes to teams, and so we'll probably have more stuff in December, I would imagine, and then January 15th.
I saw a conspiracy article.
Whoa.
Very.
The Army is now using esports to help recruit people to the Army. Apparently, they're not at their quota for recruitment, so they've been advertising in esports.
That's smart.
Why is that
What?
a conspiracy?
You know, you remember The Simpsons where they're watching like boy bands and then the hidden message to join the Navy. It's
that's
like,
what you're saying.
yeah, the Army is like getting into our
That's
social
smart. It's just
lives.
like, hey, come join us, and then after training, you get a job, and we'll give you a place to live with internet, and you can spend the money you make on a PC.
I thought that you were going to go like
And
the
you
Army's
die.
using Overwatch players to control drones to
Like Artemis,
That's
the Ender's
Game.
Armada.
If
yeah.
you look at the
Yeah.
future of the military, man, if you look at the
Yeah.
future of the military,
Mhm.
with all the planes and drones. And
You
stuff
remember
like
that one game that was out for PS4 that they actually it was developed to be a military training
Training.
simulation.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
really?
It was like on PS2, I think.
yeah.
It was
And
all-
apparently it's still used as a
Oh, are
military
you talking about the
training.
SOCOM game?
No,
It's similar.
it was like a crappy graphics thing, but
Okay.
they were using it for the Army.
I remember SOCOM back in the day. It came with a special adapter. You could so you could play with your friends and couch go up. Yeah, but that was it. So go ahead.
All right.
So are you guys ready to snack of the week?
Well, we're gonna do something a little different
Yeah.
here, Swags, because Thanksgiving
Whoa.
week we're gonna do Thanksgiving themed. Oh, did I just take your hosting power away?
Oh, I think you did.
Second time,
Second time today.
this episode, my friend.
Tommy's just getting neutered left and right.
I'm just.
I'm just not
practicing
even.
your-
I'm just going to mute myself.
Thank God. Just make the faces. Just go ahead and make the faces.
That's all he
you
does
do.
anyway.
That's all
Is
you
just
do
make
anyway.
faces.
The episode is already.
So, anyways, what we're gonna do is we're gonna pick our favorite Thanksgiving food. So it's next week.
Specifically, side dishes,
Side
because
dishes.
everybody likes a good turkey
Or
I think,
ham.
or ham.
Chicken wings are my favorite side dish.
Nobody has chicken wings for Thanksgiving, so ignore what Swag
You
said.
can have turkey wings.
So we're gonna each, say what our favorite Thanksgiving meal side accoutrement.
You know, I have like two I want to mention though.
Mention two, because I was
Alright.
thinking the same thing. Because it's a feast.
It is a
So
feast.
let's be real. There's 8 to 10 sides at that meal. So yeah, pick your top two.
Top two.
Starting with you, Rickus.
Ooh, okay. I'm gonna do the first thing is gonna be savory. So it's gonna be mashed potatoes with gravy.
What?
Classic.
Because I mean, you're eating your ham or your turkey, and what are you gonna dip in it? You're just gonna dip your into the mashed potatoes. So,
Yes.
right there.
For your rolls,
Second
dip it in mashed.
Is I am torn between picking cobbler or pumpkin pie. I'm
Oh,
gonna
so
go,
you're making it 3.
yeah, sorry.
That's not. That's
pumpkin
not a
pie,
side. That's a dessert.
I know. I'm going.
Yeah,
screw it, I'm going dessert too. The pumpkin pie with whipped cream on top of it, and I want so much whipped cream that you can even see the slice of pie.
You
wow.
want a little pie with your whipped cream.
Yes.
So I'll make sure to get extra whipped cream when you come over.
Yes.
Aw.
Why don't you just eat whipped cream then?
Because I like the consistency of pumpkin pie and the flavor of pumpkin pie and the crust. So
Oh.
yes.
That's
So anyways, don't mess up my Thanksgiving, Steven.
Wow. Yeah.
Why don't you mess up your own thing?
Hey, dream killer over there,
Tell us
Toby.
what
Yeah.
you want there, Toby.
Toby's like,
I didn't
like
tell him not
coal.
to eat it.
I like coal and dirt for my sides of Thanksgiving. Actually, he's probably like, I like French fries and onion rings because I don't do real Thanksgiving.
It doesn't sound like me at all.
Oh man! But anyways, I have more to talk about Thanksgiving, but I won't steal the show. Here we go.
Go ahead, Toby. Let us know.
Yeah,
All right.
toast.
Well, my two. First, I love squash casserole. I love all casseroles, but squash casserole is my favorite. It's cheesy.
Squash?
You get all the cracker crumbs on top. It's salty. Just love it.
Does someone make it every year?
My grandma used to make it, and she made it really well. So that was a big favorite of mine. And then a newer one that I made it one year, and then Tori's family forces me to make it every year after that. They're just like, I'll get the text message when we're about to go to Thanksgiving, and they're like, and you're making this, so make it. But it's a apple smoked bacon and Gouda mac and cheese.
Oh, that's good.
So it's like the shell pasta I buy expensive. It's the most expensive mac and cheese I've ever eaten, because you buy the deli Gouda cheese is expensive. Then I get that thick cut Applewood bacon. And then you actually have there's a spiced apple, kind of like an apple sauce that goes in it as well. That helps make it real creamy and have that fall apple flavor. And then it's got rosemary in it. So
I
Sauce
need you to
me
make
an
that
apple
next time.
sauce and macaroni.
Yeah. But yeah, it was like $20-$30 to make it.
yeah, it's especially because the bacon itself is
Like
$10
$10,
bacon. So yeah, it's like a $30 mac and cheese.
Wow.
So,
But it's good.
So no sweets at all for Thanksgiving?
Well, I do, but if I had to, I'm more of a savory guy. I'll eat dessert every year, but
Okay.
my favorites are the savory things.
Right. Chuckles?
Well, I'd have to say number one on my list is a dish that my mother makes. It's called sweet potato souffle.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's almost like a sweet potato casserole. If you've ever had one of those with the nuts and all that stuff on top.
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
But this one is it's got a creamier, lighter, fluffier texture to it, like almost a whipped sweet potato.
Oh, nice.
And, has a marshmallow topping on it, around, and it's quite delicious.
Sounds
Especially
delicious.
I enjoy my Thanksgiving food more the day after. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah, the
Me
reason
too.
as well.
That's
But
really
But by day 3, you're like, ugh.
yeah. Do I have to eat this again? Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
by day 2 or day 3, it's that's when you turn everything into a sandwich.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Right.
All right,
Which-
turkey-
Mashed potato sandwich, turkey sandwich, corn sandwich, gravy
Mhm.
sandwich.
cranberry sauce on top.
That's
No.
Speaking of cranberry, my mom has this cranberry. I don't know who eats cranberry like that. But every
Moms,
year it's there.
That's who.
It's just
Like,
like,
I like
it's
it.
like a can of cranberry.
Can I-
See, we
jealous.
don't get the canned
Can I
stuff.
get
My mom
second
homemade
out of here,
it.
boys?
I
Can
don't
I
like
get
the
my
can
second
where it's
one out?
All right, let's Chuckles get his second one.
Can I get my
cranberry
second
goes
one
great
out
on
here?
turkey.
I was on a roll. It was actually a
Rickus has been very rude this episode.
Hmm.
and I
Very
just keep getting interrupted, and that it's just uncalled for and unnecessary. Let's get real, dude. Come
He
on.
trumped us.
So my second one is the day after. If you take some stuffing, right,
hmm
you form it into 2 patties, flat patties about yay big,
Uh-huh.
and you
Is that round
toast
or
them.
thick?
This is round.
Okay.
Round, thick.
Mm-hmm.
So you toast them in a pan, right? You smush them all together. You flatten them out real nice with maybe an egg if you have to,
Pan
and
fry.
then they become a bun, right? It's a stuffing bun.
I like where this is going.
Yeah,
layer
so
the
far I'm on
turkey.
board.
You layer the turkey, and then you layer any of the other sides, your favorite ones, mac and cheese, mashed potatoes, whatever. Top it off with the cranberry sauce and lay the other stuffing bun on top, man.
Oh god, that sounds phenomenal.
Yeah.
You've never had anything so good in your life, I guarantee you.
Dude, you should start a food truck and that's what you make
Yeah.
is stuffing buns and then just put different combos in your stuffing
and you'll
bun.
call the truck things trucking.
No.
Oh.
The traveling
Trucksgiving.
turkey. The
Trucksgiving
traveling
is
turkey,
better.
dude. The
No,
traveling
that's just stupid. That's just stupid. No,
Yeah.
turkey don't travel, bro.
What do you mean?
Trucksgiving is
By the
better.
way, let's not hash out the real
Trucksgiving, I
name.
like that one better.
Let's not
Yeah.
hash out the real name live because
Yeah, I don't want copyright issues,
Patent.
bro. We
Trucksgiving.
need
Yeah.
to patent that first.
Yeah. So I'm going to start with mine as pumpkin flavored wings.
Shut
No, I'm
up.
just kidding.
Shut
Kidding.
up.
Kidding. The sweet potato casserole with like the candied pecans on top. That's my jam, big time. And then I could just eat a bowl of that and then be done. But my second side, like I still hear you. My second side is every once in a while I don't get it I usually have to like beg for it, but either my mom or sister have made it where they make a meat-based stuffing where they put bacon and sausage mixed in with the stuffing. I'm hoping so. It's so good. But stuffing is my second one, but that meat stuffing is so freaking
It's almost
good.
like having bacon wrapped.
You know what I want to do?
Right. It's just you just make the meat, grind it all up, chop it up,
I'm just gonna make
throw
a
it in the
meat
stuffing mix.
That's just what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna make a meat and a drink together.
Meat
drink.
Yeah, let's throw that one back in the
Yeah, we'll
tank.
stick it in the stuffing, but not in the drink. I don't know that I want a meat drink. I mean, you already kind of like gravy and broth are kind of meat drinks.
Yeah, just drink
Yeah.
it.
So,
Yeah, you're right. A gravy is made with the meat.
Just drink bacon fat.
We'll carbonate it. We'll carbonate it
Yeah.
for kids.
Oh god. That sounds
all right. So just to kick this off, one extra level. Favorite Thanksgiving dessert.
Okay, absolutely.
It's still
Okay.
going.
Well, Ricky already said his.
I'm gonna go. I was gonna go as my other one, cobbler. I love
What kind?
Blueberry cobbler. I was gonna say
Just like great.
blueberry cobbler, and my mom makes it every year, and it's the best. It has these. I don't know what it is. It's just good.
I love blueberry is my favorite
so
berry and fruit. My grandma always made amazing blueberry pie, but we never had that at Thanksgiving. That was more of like a winter or birthday thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
blueberry cobbler is the best cobbler to me, and I put again whipped cream top all of it. I don't want to see the slice at all. Just put whipped cream all over that, and you just dive in. Oh, so
Are we
good.
talking?
Oh, we have Cool Whip, but the most important thing about a cobbler is you got to eat it warm.
Yes.
Yeah, with some vanilla ice cream.
Vanilla ice cream too.
Pie is
Exactly.
always best.
Screw the Cool Whip. You throw a chunk of vanilla ice cream.
Yeah,
on
either
top.
or, but sometimes at Thanksgiving it's mostly whipped cream. There's no really ice cream there.
I'd have to say any Thanksgiving dessert is my favorite because I'm a big pie person. I never had birthday cake growing up. I always had birthday pie.
I'm into that American pie.
I love pie, and Thanksgiving has the great ones. They pumpkin pie, like you mentioned. I like apple pie, pecan pie.
I bet you like
good.
some apple pie.
Yeah.
Pecan
I love pecan pie. Yeah.
Dude, it's basically sugar with
Yeah.
pecans on top.
Yeah,
It's basically chest pie that they put pecans on top. What's not to like?
Yeah.
Congealed sugar.
I don't know.
What
Whoever
about you, Chuckles?
we thank you.
Yes.
I make it. Well, I make a tort almost. Well, it's more of a layered dessert with a pumpkin cake. Then layered on top of that is a pumpkin.
Gonna need to see pictures.
I'll have to make it for you. Send a picture on the Insta. But you put the cake on the bottom, then you layer a pumpkin flavored pudding mix, and then you layer whipped cream on top of that, and you continue that layering process until it's nice.
So it's almost like a turducken, but it's like a whipped pump.
You guys are using words I don't understand.
But
Pudding with.
I wish you would have thought that one through before you let the words attempt to come out of your mouth.
They basically just tort it out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Good job, words.
Good job,
Wow.
words.
Wait, continue. TJ's not done yet, though.
Oh, there's so
we're done.
No. It's not more. That's the premise of the dessert.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I
Layers
feel like
of
he was
pumpkin
done.
Whipped
It
cream.
makes the cake so moist, and
Puts the
We
lotion
don't,
on.
we don't-
Moist for your
we don't use the
genitals.
word moist on the show.
Whoa, what are you talking about, dude?
Moist.
There's no better way to describe moist, my friend.
Moist.
Nice and wet.
Well, I like a good old moist
Moist.
apple pie. Just
Yeah.
I bet
hot
you do.
or apple cobbler. I prefer apple
On
cobbler.
a countertop or
What is he even saying? Do you like your apple pies made with green apples or red apples?
I like to eat my.
Who
I
makes
like
their apple pie with red apples,
on
dude?
the
Yeah, I don't know.
It's my favorite.
I don't ever make
Some
them
people-
homemade. I just buy them store bought.
I like.
But I just like a
store
good
bought is a lot
crisp.
of times is red apple.
Mm.
Yeah,
I like
I don't
green
know. I like.
It crispier, so you
I
get that
guess so.
crunch when you.
Yeah, it's
I do
no, it's
like
the
that, but-
bitter against the sugar.
But I like that like that cinnamon caramel crunchiness that they put in the crust.
That's
and
a Dutch apple pie, my friend.
Okay, whatever. Sorry. Well, then I like a Dutch apple pie. Dutch apple pie. Yeah, fan,
That's a
apple
Dutch
pie.
apple, dude. That's not a regular old run of the mill everyday
I
apple
like
pie,
a
dude.
hot Dutch ass apple pie with
Yeah,
some vanilla
Tommy
ice
likes the
cream
Dutch
on top of
oven.
it.
not to be confused with the Dutch oven.
Not to be confused with the
Oh,
Dutch
God.
oven, which I'll give you all one later. But that's my number one. Next is pumpkin pie, then pecan pie. But the apple crisp with the vanilla ice cream.
Some homemade pumpkin pie.
Somewhere Tori's dying because we keep calling it pecan pie.
Like,
It's
Pecan?
pecan. It's pecan pie.
is it pecan? Is that it?
Yeah, well, I
Pecan
actually looked it up when we had a battle about it, and it's one of those things that it just depends on where you're from. It's a
Yeah.
dialect
So
thing.
she hates pecan.
Yeah, she hates
Ah.
pecan.
So now we're only going to ever say pecan.
So now we're only gonna call it
Let me
pecan.
send
Now
her
on.
a voice clip real quick.
Yeah.
Please do it, Tommy. Do
Yeah,
it.
do
Leave her a
it.
voicemail.
Fire.
Let's all do it, Tommy. Let's do it.
Pecan, 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 pecan,
You didn't do it
Pecan.
in like a group.
pecan.
That's what you don't need to. Pecan pie. Pecan pie. I'm gonna have some pecan pie.
Wow.
I
You're
said
only
it here just as a
group,
voice.
so-
Toxic,
Wrong.
my friends. Toxic.
Well,
Guys, I really like pecan pie too.
pecan pie.
My favorite.
Now you're just showing off.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
It's
guys,
just culture at this point.
it's been fun. I'm really hungry.
Was it though?
I think on our outline it says for our outro we were going to talk about how Swags is the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swags is the worst.
Yeah.
Fired for sure.
So
Yeah,
I'm gonna
actually
give you
talking
guys
about all this snap and
30
eat stuff. I had dinner before the
Me too.
podcast tonight, but now I'm hungry again.
me too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because we're talking about all this delicious food.
It's time for some pecan pie.
Pecan pie. Pecan
No.
pie. I want some pecan pie.
Dude, my trainer actually said, eat Thanksgiving dinner, dude. Just don't go crazy. I'm like, I love you. I love you, dude.
Is this your JO trainer?
No, it's like losing fat.
Pecan pie. Pecan pie. I want some pecan pie.
She sent me the
I bet
flick
that can
off
burn
emoji.
calories.
She did.
Whoa, she shot you a bird, dude.
She's
She
rude.
shot me.
She's
She
rude.
shot us all the bird. That's so rude.
rude.
No pecan pie for her.
Good.
All right, well, let's wrap
This
this up.
please, Readable.
Readable.
Words. Good job, words.
It's Readyville. That's how it's spelled.
Hey, I'm gonna go to some Readyville. Do you want to come with me?
Just pissing off my wife on
Isn't
air.
it-
I'm,
Isn't it Readyville the right way to say it, or is it Readyville?
And that's phonetically, that's the right way to
It's
say it.
Readable.
Readable.
Hey, I'm from Shovel, Tennessee. You say what? Shovelful? No.
Shovel?
Shelbyville? No.
Yeah.
Shovel.
It's just like
Shovel.
it's like how people. It's New Orleans is 2 words. Nolans.
Nah.
Nolans.
No, Southerners like to cram everything into one syllable and remove all the consonants.
Yes.
Oh, she's typing a long message. I'm scared.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
All right, so
Probably
yeah.
gonna bust in
Chuckles just
and
left
yell at
us
you guys.
for
Why do you
real.
leave? For
I
real.
don't know. Did we insult him?
Probably.
We do that a lot.
No,
Let's
he's back.
end this thing,
Oh,
my
he's back.
friends. Let's end this thing already.
All right,
Come
so
on.
Chuckles,
People
where can
pay for
everybody
this.
find
People
Where
you?
can
Pay for
everyone
this.
find you, Chuckles, for real?
You can find me on every single social media there is at Chuckles, the number 4, and Real. Notice my sponsors, potentially Febreze Air Freshener,
Allegedly.
7-Eleven Big Gold, and Merritt's Mark Whole Almonds. I'd love a sponsorship.
Dude, did we travel back to the
That's
90s?
a wide variety of different sponsors. Like
I'd also like to thank the city of Zephyr Hills for this water up here behind me.
The Febreze is for all the gas.
But
that they
anyways,
put in the
Chuckles,
Dutch
Chuckles
ovens.
Real on all the socials, Twitch. I will be starting the stream soon. Finally got all my stuff together. So
Yeah.
I'm actually looking at getting a nice new red hat with an updated logo here.
Some
Hey, you
Lojo
should
action?
stream from the Game Snacks account to give us more followers.
Well, you host me,
Yeah.
and that's,
So
that's how it happens.
All right.
If
We
you
do.
if you knew about Twitch.
Well,
But
if anybody cares to follow me, which they don't, but I'll
They
say it
do. We love
anyways.
you,
I'm on
Toby.
Instagram, Toby_TND. So check that out. And go to patreon.com/the Nearly Deads. We have a new single coming out very soon.
Very soon.
I'm just finished
Very
approving the lyric video. The song's in the mixing process, going to go into mastering next week. Our goal is to have it to our patrons on Thanksgiving as a thank you. And
Oh,
then to the
man.
public, possibly Cyber Monday or Black Friday.
Well, that's something to be thankful for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So check it out if you like rock music. The song's called Freak Show. And it's pretty cool, I think.
Ooh,
Nice.
Today's political climate. That's not a very good title.
Yeah.
Did we find out where to find Rickus at? Or is he,
Where's
Oh.
Rickus at?
_Rickus on Instagram and Twitter. Rickus out.
Damn.
So streamlined.
He's like the Flash.
Damn.
Yeah.
Equally
We got-
3 seconds.
lame.
I got Steven in trouble.
Nah.
I heard that he told us to say it.
It's okay. I get you in trouble.
Nice burn,
Come on.
dude. Nice
You
burn.
dick.
I told Kim that Ricky put one of the non-stick pans in the dishwasher.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he got straight into her. She's
I didn't
like,
know
Ricky,
that.
you idiot. I love it when Kim calls Ricky an idiot.
Well, I didn't
It's
know.
the best.
Like, you're so
Why
stupid.
didn't-
Tommy, did you already give us your socials?
No, I haven't.
Well, how about you spit them out?
I asked TJ why
So-
the pan can't go in the dishwasher because I didn't know.
Yeah. Everyone
Yeah.
knows that.
He
Rickus.
like takes off. the
Yeah, I
side
know that now.
because-
TJ told me.
Yeah.
So let's air out your memory problems
Yes.
later. You can find me at the Tommy Swags on Instagram, and then I also run the at Game Snack Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch. Join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/Game Snacks, and also facebook.com/Game Snacks. Send us a like. Make sure to follow us if you haven't already. Subscribe to us with your free Twitch Prime account if you've got one. And we did our Thanksgiving episode this week because next Thursday is Thanksgiving and we'll be spending it with our families.
The out of towns, the
Yep. All that fun stuff. So we wish you all the well and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Hey, check out those Black Friday deals, bros.
All the
Yeah.
good Black
Hey,
Friday.
also, if you're watching or listening, we're going to try to post anything game-related deals in our group, our pages, so watch out.
Keep people updated.
Yeah.
Yeah, damn, I'm pissed because so dumb. I'm buying a house, so I won't have any money for all these deals. I really want to get a 4K TV.
But you'll have a house.
Dude, they're coming down in price. I was looking at
I know.
75-inch 4K
It's like,
TV.
can I
And
like
this
can I-
one
$300.
is $1,500.
TV would be cheaper.
No, geez. If you're going to have the new house, you got to get the 75-inch.